Good afternoon. We're here near Blaenau Ffestiniog in Wales. We're heading off on our walk today where we're going to take in Wrysgan Quarry and then heading over to Stwlan Dam, which was the UK's first major hydroelectric pump storage scheme. It's around 5 miles in length. It's a little bit grey, but it is forecast to pick up. So starting off by this waterfall, let's go. We're here at Quarry. We've walked up and we're just on the outskirts. We're going to do that on another day because it's quite big and there's an awful lot to see. We're going to have a bit of a look around the workings here, the outer workings of the quarry, and then head up to see Wrysgan Quarry up on the top. Here we've got a slate dressing area. It's brilliant because you've still got all of the equipment in situ and you can see where they would have cut and prepared the slate ready to be shipped down on the Ffestiniog railway.
Cross Mill was built to serve Carmarthen slate mine using water from the lake, turning its water wheel to power the slate cutting machinery. Rope worked inclines connected it to the Ffestiniog railway below. And this is us on the path on the ascent up. It's quite a straightforward path to follow so far, and it does eventually end up on like a zigzag incline from what I remember, because we did it a few years ago. But it's the bottom end of the quarry basically at the minute, and this is quite a rocky track.
Wrysgan Slate Quarry is accessed via a zigzag path up from Carmarthen and inclines to take the worked slate down. In the early days of mining here, pack animals were used to transfer the slate down to the railway.
So now we're getting another layer on the mine. You can see it's quite hard to see, but there's actually an incline going up the way there. We start with some buildings as well. So we've got this little shack which is there, and also you start to see the start of the mine workings. So you've got some rails there, some tracks which lead into this cave, which is extremely cold even from here actually. Oh, chill coming out of there is unreal. But there you can see there's some tracks also on the ground. That'll be the first opening to one of the mines. The quarry was worked from the 1830s through to 1946. The small site was powered by water wheels fed from a small lake at the top of the site. It struggled to make money during its life and changed ownership a number of times as a result. This looks like it would have been a huge building at its time. It's like a full huge rectangle, and there's several ones off to the sides as well. So you would have had like all your cutting and stuff maybe going on up here and prepping things ready for transport back down. There's no machines or such things left here at the minute. There's the odd bits of rusty metal kicking around obviously, but nothing actually to see other than all the buildings falling down, which is cool, kind of cool anyway. So there we go, first bit of thing. Missing a bit of a tooth there. So at the far end of these buildings, there's this passageway which has some equipment, some winding equipment. As you can see there, big cog and some cables on the floor to the right. And this here is actually the start of an incline, which actually heads all the way down. I don't know if we can get through it, but we're going to go and have a look in the entrance of it once we've stepped over everything. Don't know if it actually comes out the other side or not, because we can't see any daylight through it yet. We'll step over all these. This is like a winding mechanism, maybe, is it? Whatever that is, it's actually, I don't know if that's actually originally stuck onto the floor there, possibly in a frame, or that's just fell there, I don't know. Looks like it was maybe actually there. And here we go. Let's have a look down here. Some amazing bright orange coloured moss. So this is, oh, you can get all the way out. Wow. This is going to be incredibly slippy, so I don't think we're going to do it. But that there is amazing. Its most spectacular feature is the 190 metre high incline that drops the Ffestiniog railway below, which was completed in 1872. This was powered by steam from the 1920s by the mill's own electric motor, and later by a lorry engine. There below is the buildings that we were looking at a few minutes ago, and now we head off up again, up the incline.
Built into the hillside with 5 working levels, Wrysgan Slate Quarry has numerous interlinking chambers which worm their way through the massive body of rock. Many of the entrances remain open and are navigable by experienced cavers.
So we've traversed the edge of the hill all the way around, and we're now looking down at the reservoir below us, believe it or not. I mean, I think you can make it out actually, it's just there below us. The mist is kind of clearing, which is good for us, and we should hopefully be able to get some nice pictures of it, of the dam, which is in the distance. There's a building in the middle of it actually, obviously, which is their services. So we've made it to some old workers' cottages, maybe in buildings for mine works. This is a Stwlan reservoir and dam below us. Helen will tell you some more about this later. It's quite an efficient dam, shall we say, but we'll find out more about that in a bit. But yeah, so these are some of the workers' cottages and mine workings from the area, because there was mining all over here. But let's go and have a look at them. They're still standing. I don't know, what, 150 years old, possibly 100 years old. Still here. Very mossy. Obviously well built, as they've withstood all the weather and all sorts. Although they are caved in a bit, but you can see there, like, brickwork, and you know, the way they connect the rocks, and they've obviously put bits in to join them all up, and bits of slate and stuff. That one's got a fireplace as well. Let's go and have a look at this one. Investigate the fireplace. Someone's coat or something. But yeah, is this possibly a house or something, or whatever? It's got the fireplace in the corner there. Maybe had a big window there as well.
There are numerous small slate quarries on the slopes of Moelwyn Bach and Moelwyn Mawr. The search for slate here started in 1826 and mining began in earnest in the 1860s. The remains of the barracks still stand, which offered a home and culture to workers, including literacy classes.
Water has long provided power here, including early turbines for the quarry, one of the first in Wales. 7 inclines took slate from here down to the Ffestiniog railway, though these have now been disrupted by Stwlan Reservoir and Dam. The quarry ceased production by the end of the 19th century.
The original Ffin Stwlan was nestled in a glacial corrie below the Moelwyn Mountains. The area had long used water power for its mines via water wheels and early turbines. Following the Dolwen power scheme here in 1898, the larger Ffestiniog hydroelectric scheme to provide electricity across North Wales was planned.
We've made it down to Stwlan Dam, which you can see behind me. It's been, first bit, quite a good walk, second bit, quite a foggy walk, but we're heading down now back to the car, so we'll have a little look around the dam, which was Britain's first major hydroelectric pumped storage scheme, built in the 1950s to 1960s. We'll have a little look around it and then head back down the track with one last little surprise along the way.
Construction started in 1957, starting with access roads and then the 373 metre long concrete gravity dam. The lower river was also dammed to create Tanygrissia Reservoir and to provide a circular system. Water flows down pressure shafts and then through pressure tunnels to the power station by the lower reservoir to power the turbines, and it is later then pumped back up to the top to start all over again. Stwlan Reservoir now holds around 2 million cubic metres of water. Almost 1 million tonnes of rock were displaced during construction. This has been distributed around the site, covered with peat and planted with native trees and shrubs.
There are 4 90 megawatt motor generator units here, connected to pumps to carry water back up during the night when electricity use is lower. Electricity can be generated rapidly in under a minute to power the whole of North Wales, providing power when another part of the system goes offline or allowing for a rapid rise in use at the end of a popular TV show or sports event. The main Ffestiniog power station building sits on the shores of Tanygrissia Reservoir and was refurbished recently to extend its working life. As this area was flooded during construction, a tribunal allowed deferred maintenance funding for the rerouting of the Ffestiniog Railway, now restored as a heritage railway.
Most of Wrysgan Quarry's 190 metre high incline is only visible from the Ffestiniog railway it served and Tanigrissiau reservoir. The incline forms a catenary curve downwards, with the upper section steeper and the lower section shallower. The road to Stwlan, built in the 1950s, dissects the remains of the incline.